up pretty good. Here we go, guys. Hot mic. 94.3 The Ox, Billy Currington, tangled up on your Monday ride. 55 degrees on the outside, and time for Coffee Talk, brought to you by the Comanche Chamber of Commerce and Agriculture. Check them out at hashtag Explore Comanche, Texas, as we say good morning and welcome into the studio, Cynthia Newton with Hope Counseling. And who are these two guys?
They're just some people I picked up off the side of the road.
Well, wasn't that nice of you?
Yeah. So today is actually a school holiday for many, many, many kids.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And so my children, who love to come on the radio show with me, and some of y'all have seen them before, my two oldest wanted to come with me this morning and talk about something that has affected them in the last couple of weeks and how it's affected them. And, I know y'all get tired of listening to me. So I thought, hearing through the eyes of a child. Sure.
Bring it home.
Might make us more aware of what's going on, I think. Yeah. And basically, I'm talking about school violence and not just the bullying and the things like that we, are aware of, but I'm talking about the violence. I'm talking about the school shootings. I'm talking about bomb threats. I'm talking about all these things that our kids are faced with that, it's just a different era. Yeah. It's more common than uncommon. It's not, and it's sad to say that. I mean, back when I was in school, and we had the instance of a school shooting or the instance of something that happened, I mean, they were so few and far between. It wasn't, it was a big deal. I mean, it was massive. And now it's like, this is kind of normal, and in 2 or 3 days we expect everything to be back to normal. Right. Well, because that's how normal it's become. There's a problem with that, Tim.
Yeah, there is.
And so it's what do we do as parents, as teachers, as community members to help our kids be safe at school, to help our kids not want to have those violent outbreaks in school, and how do we help our kids deal with it if something does happen? So, well,
like you said, it's just so normalized now.
It is. I mean, and so many things are normalized to begin with, and it's just, that's scary in itself, because there's so much things that shouldn't be normalized. I'm messing with the microphone. I probably better let them talk before they start learning how to take the microphone apart.
Okay.
So I'm going to turn the camera, sit up on the boys. Sit up. And we've got Dakota and Caleb.
All right.
So, Dakota is a 4th grader at Gustine School. Caleb is a 6th grader at Gustine School. And they were exposed to something themselves at their school just within the last 2 weeks and I'm not putting words in their mouth. I want y'all to know that. I mean, things that they've said, and I'm going to let them talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
That affected them. And as a parent, it affected me.
Sure.
Okay? So, who wants to talk about what happened? Okay. Go, Dakota. Dakota, you're on.
What happened at our school is they threatened to plant a bomb and kill everyone.
Ooh.
Yeah, so there was a bomb threat. So when you got to school that day, what happened, Caleb? Come on. You wanted to talk. You wanted to be here. Now he's going to get camera shy. Come on.
When we got there, they told us to go straight to the football field and just sit there we sat there for at least 30 minutes while they were checking the school.
And what are some of the things that were going through y'all's head when that was happening? Okay. Dakota? Oh, I can't go back and forth. Okay, Dakota.
It went through my head that I was scared because I thought they were planting the bomb, and then luckily the police got there, and then they stopped the robbery.
Okay. So what did y'all see
We
that
saw
you would have not have expected to see at your school that day?
a robber.
Okay. Or Caleb, what did you see?
I saw two people. One of them were on the ground in the front of the truck with their hands behind their head. The other one was leaned up against the hood of the truck.
And that's something y'all have seen on TV, but not in real life, huh?
Yeah.
So it was, and not at your school, where you're supposed to feel safe, right? So it was upsetting to y'all. Y'all both said that day to see that and to have to deal with that, and that's scary in itself. We're gonna come back to that in a minute because I also know that y'all told me y'all had heard about the school shooting in Arlington, right? That just happened this past week. So when you heard about that, especially after just experiencing something like this yourselves, what were you thinking, Caleb?
I was thinking that they were going to make their way over into the Central Texas area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very, I mean, I'm not sure what they're going to say this morning. So
Well,
I'm just telling y'all.
Sure.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a real feeling. I mean, especially, like I said, on the heels of an event happening.
Just out of curiosity, the people that they saw with the cops, is that who called in the threat?
No. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
the people that were arrested?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow,
Well, they
okay.
were the ones that threatened. But, I mean, there was staff on campus when it started.
Oh, okay.
So parents were notified.
Oh, so it wasn't phoned in, it was in person.
No, it was in person.
Oh, okay. I got you now.
So, yeah. All right, Dakota, what did you think about the school shooting after you heard about it?
I was kind of scared because I was scared that some people were gonna die
Okay.
and get shot, and their parents would be sad, especially for the kids.
Especially since there were 3 kids and 1 teacher shot.
Okay.
And all they were trying to do is go to school.
Right. So, I mean, we know a lot about what occurred in both of those instances. I'm going to put this back on me for a minute. And, again, this is through the eyes of kids. Okay, this may not be all the exact facts. I'm not here trying to give y'all facts this morning about these incidences. I'm not trying to do anything political at all. I just want you to hear through the eyes of kids what they are hearing and what they're seeing and how it affects them.
Sure.
Okay? So, for 2 children who get to a school in Gustine, of all places,
Right.
For those of y'all that aren't familiar with Gustine, I mean, that's, 457 people. I mean, it's a very small school. I don't remember how many kids go to the school, but it's a little less than 200, I think, now. To have something of that nature, just to experience at that school, you don't expect, okay? I mean,
Well, so many things happen in our world, and we feel like we're somewhat insulated from it here, but just kind of proves we're not.
Absolutely. I mean, I grew up in Houston, and, and yes, I experienced a bomb threat. I will tell you right now, I did experience 1 bomb threat in the entire time that I was in school, and that was in a metropolitan area. There's more of those things going on all the time, now, and of course the guns. So, the question is, not just in that moment, but what have y'all been thinking about and feeling about for the last 2 weeks since that? And what are some things that happened that have been difficult for you because of that?
I was kind of scared and sad because I was thinking they were really gonna plant the bomb and before the cops got there and stopped them.
Mm-hmm. And after, did you have... I know you told me that you were scared after for a few days. It wasn't like it just went away immediately, was it? No. Caleb, what about you? I know you had some specific things happen.
I've been having nightmares about that.
Yeah. Again, these are real reactions, real responses. Kids that, go to school, do well in school, all these things, it's the therapist's child, so to speak, that are supposed to be perfect. Trust me, they're not. But, yeah. So if they're having nightmares and they're affected by that. What do we do as parents? What do we do as community members? What do we do as school staff to help our kids, not only in the moment and not only to prevent it, but what do we do in the aftermath? And how are we helping them in the aftermath of it? So first off, I want to talk a little bit about, kids, teens today. I was exposed. We're in Texas. We're exposed to weapons. We're exposed to guns. We're exposed to all these things. There's nothing negative about that in any aspect. However, it's just more out there, I think, now, in being used in violent manners. Not necessarily, I'm going to have a shotgun in my truck so I can go hunting after school or, something of that nature. No, it's the question of guns being used for violent measures. A kid's getting bullied at school and they want to retaliate. That's the automatic thing. I'm going to go get that gun. So as parents, it's our responsibility to make sure that our kids understand. If you have guns in your home, you've got to make sure your kids understand what gun safety is. Okay? You are responsible to keep them locked. Yeah, that actually is something you're responsible to do.
Sure.
And if they use one of your guns in an act at a school or anywhere, you can be responsible as the parent of a minor child because you left that gun accessible to them. Okay, so just be aware of that. Teaching your children gun safety from a very young age is very important because there's so many things that happen. Not just I'm just going to go blow up the school or, some of the bad things is we see these things in cartoons and we see these deals that, I can shoot them and they're going to bounce back.
Yeah.
And in real life, that doesn't happen. So just making them aware that, hey, real life's not like that. Okay? I'm not saying they can't watch Elmer Fudd anymore, whatever. It's just that. What's that? There we go. Anyway, but it's more just helping them understand what is reality and helping them to understand that. The video games, all these things. Just be aware of what your children are exposed to so that their understanding of what reality is real. So, and again, and now with, some of the changes in the law in Texas, I do definitely see that we're going to have more, we're going to have more, issues with people just openly wanting to carry guns and things of that nature. And so, again, it's just being aware and helping your children understand, okay, even if you're joking, you don't ever point a gun at a person. You don't do those things. So the mental health concerns, associated with this, 2 weeks, he's still having nightmares.
Yeah.
2 weeks, we're still having nightmares. That doesn't just go away. It was, nightmares happen because our dreams are a manifestation of our conscious thoughts, a subconscious manifestation. So what does that mean is, you're going to have these thoughts, you're going to have these feelings, and they come out through your dreams. So, yeah, obviously there's a level there that, there's that fear that even though I experienced it, it might have been, this is kind of cool at the moment, never seen this before, whatever. But really and truly, that's kind of how kids are going to act because they want to be cool. But, there's fears going on as well. It was a disruption to their day. To start your day off, you have to get to the school, go straight to the football field. You can't go to the school. You can't go to your normal routine. Oh my gosh, absolutely. And I will say thank you to our staff and our student, our teachers and all of that at Gustine ISD for the way they did handle that situation amongst the chaos because they were able to get the kids into class. And even though there is some, after effects, they were able to do that and get on with the day and keep parents updated. And, that's a difficult thing in itself. When you're dealing with a crisis, how do you keep the parents updated? How do you keep calm with the students? And it's something that you don't ever want to have to deal with. I can say that in a school, but obviously it's something you have to be prepared for, and then to be able to implement and maintain calm is a great thing. So, even before you get to the guns and before you get to the weapons being brought to school, you think about even just the physical fights and the stuff like that and just what kids are exposed to there. So, again, all of that can detract from their education. Kids are just, there's just so much that is being taken away. You know, they spend 8, 9, 10 hours a day at times, it feels like, at a school, and we entrust our kids as parents to that place for safety. But, you know, we have to, our teachers are trying to be aware of, hey, maybe, you know, something that might set them off as a possibility, as a trigger. Or there may be a kid that, okay, they're not acting right today, and trying to be aware of that. So they're trying to get through their day, but also, you know, trying to be aware of all of that. Again, I mean, teachers, y'all have so much on you, and I appreciate you for what you do. And just being aware of those signs as you're seeing them. Prevention, guys, of course, is the biggest key. We don't ever want to get to the point that we have to go through what we've seen in the last 2 weeks here in Arlington, and you know, we don't want to. Can you 100% prevent everything that happens? No, we cannot. We cannot. I'm not here to say that we're going to prevent everything that is going to happen. We can't. Violence in schools does need to stop, though. Somehow we've got to figure out a way to keep our kids safe and help them maintain that. So, again, do our best to prevent it. Gun safety, all these things. Be aware as parents. Interact with your kids. Talk to your kids. If something happens, be aware. Hey, this is what's happening. This is how I felt. Let them talk through. Let them decompress after something that's happened. You know, I could have just never said a word to them and just gone on my way and not said, hey, you know, tell me about how you felt about what happened today. But by allowing them to talk, they were able to get it out instead of holding it in. And And it's easy to just not want to talk about it because we don't want to make it real. So allowing them that outlet. If you don't feel comfortable, if your child is having nightmares, or if your child is having issues related to stuff, my life is like this constantly, I promise. If your child is having issues related to that, you know, and especially if it gets to a level that maybe they're acting out or things like that, then they truly may need some counseling or some individualized help. And you know, and we're here to help y'all at Hope Counseling. We have offices in 4 locations in Comanche, Hamilton, Eastland, and Dublin. And our office number is 325-356-1105. Again, guys, I really wanted y'all to see this morning through the eyes of kids. How does school violence affect them? And just realize that, you know, it's okay to talk to your kids. It's okay to talk to your kids about, hey, this is, how do you feel about this, and how do you feel about what happened? So, is there anything else y'all would like to say? No? Y'all are doing a lot of acting. Okay. All right. So thank you as always. And, you know, just again, just realize we're here to help you, help your kids, help you through all of the things that are going on in this world. Sure. And just be aware.
All right. Cynthia Newton, thanks so much. And
thank you.
Caleb and Dakota, you guys have a good day.
All right.
Go easy on Ma, okay?
It's going to be a long one.
I'll try. How is it?